Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Russ Riesinger.
And I'm Jeanelle Slade. Tonight, a high-impact weather warning calls for increasing winds and fire danger.
Take a look outside right now from the Q2 iCam. An unsettled weather pattern moving in and setting up shop over the region this week. And those winds expected to gain some momentum as well and even create difficult driving conditions in some places.
And on top of that, Q2 Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire joining us now. Bob, with these winds coupled with their lack of snow means a potential for new fire starts.
And it's hard to believe here we are January. We're talking about fire danger already. But what's going to happen is several waves of moisture moving in and storms moving in with it. Let me show you what's happening. As you can see, here's our water vapor imagery. Of course, today we had a little minor weather disturbance, had a little bit of light rain, a couple of snowflakes earlier this morning. Now, your next storm is the one that's moving into Washington and Oregon. That's your early week storm. That'll continue to move into western Montana later tonight. But look what's around the corner. Here comes another storm. This is the one that's moving in late in the week. It will bring some strong winds with it. Also some scattered rain and snow showers. But now here's the difference. All those waves of moisture, they got to get over several mountain ranges. And by the time they get to the Billings area, we're talking, well, generally drying conditions. The downsloping winds will inhibit the rain and snowfall development. So our chance of rain and snow just minimal, about 30%. But look what's happening. Those winds will drive the temperature up to 62 degrees by the time Saturday gets here. We'll have more in your forecast in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Bob. Well, law enforcement and search crews are combing the area just south of Great Falls looking for a 34-year-old woman who fled her home around 8:30 last night. Cascade County Sheriff Jesse Slaughter says Amy Harding, also known as Amy Perman, ran from her home last night heading towards the Missouri River. Now, it all started after authorities received a 911 call about a disturbance at the house. Sheriff Slaughter says Amy got into an argument with her boyfriend, John Van Gilder, and allegedly assaulted him before taking off towards the river. Van Gilder told police that Amy was not dressed for the weather, wearing only a long-sleeve shirt and yoga pants. Now, due to the cold conditions, sheriff's deputies and detectives say they started their search last night almost immediately and continued throughout today. Great Falls Police, local fire, and other search rescue teams have joined in that effort.
In Hardin, more than 1,000 people packed the high school gym to celebrate the life of Selena Not Afraid on Sunday. Selena was remembered as a friend, sister, and daughter with a passion for horses. During the service, her classmates read from a school project where she had written about her love for riding. Fittingly, Selena's casket was delivered to the Fairview Cemetery in a horse-drawn carriage. Her family also used the day to try and bring awareness to the MMIW movement. They also thanked everyone for support leading up to her discovery.
All the prayers brought our girl home. That's what we asked for. We're not sad today. You know, the joy and the relief take away all the pain.
Well, last week, preliminary autopsy results showed that the teen died of hypothermia, but toxicology results are still out. That case remains under investigation.
Well, tonight, Billings School District 2 will discuss its $4.2 million budget deficit in its elementary schools.
That budget shortfall is affecting all reaches of the K-6 schools as the district looks to cut some 39 full-time positions. Tonight is the public's first opportunity to comment directly to the school board on the cuts. The school board's proposed budget fix would also reduce operating budgets by 10%. Now,
this comes to $4.2 million over 2 years. Two key programs on the chopping block: fifth grade band and orchestra. Now, Billings music teachers have crafted two different proposals to reorganize the music department cuts.
The teachers say their proposals still conform to what the district asked while keeping as much music education as they could. The teachers are expected to present their proposals tonight.
Well, almost a year has passed since two gymnasiums collapsed and a total of 3 had to be demolished at Montana State University in Bozeman. Now there's a plan on the table to bring something new to the same spot. MTN's Cody Boyer has those details.
MSU South Gym, one of both the gyms that collapsed last March under heavy snowfall, used to stand where I am standing today. If this new proposal goes through, it could replace all of that space and then some.
This is a particularly good use of the university's space.
A light at the end of the tunnel. MSU spokesman Michael Becker says it's a proposal that might be early in the process, but fills in a lingering empty space.
The board approved authority for MSU to spend up to $3.5 million to plan, program, and design a new replacement wellness center.
A new student wellness center that, as Becker puts it, is an idea that, if it happens, could solve more issues than one.
Not only are we gathering a lot of feedback from our students, but we are also really looking at all the options that are on the table.
Now, last March's heavy snowfall left the university with about 63,000 square feet of gym space to replace. The proposal aims to give new life to both the North and South gym in terms of space, which would be about $25 million in order to complete. Secondly, they hope to move all of the student medical services, that includes dental and other services, into the same space. And lastly, the fitness labs that once sat in the bottom of the Romney Hall, which is still under construction, those would also find a new home.
Students have told us that medical services and especially counseling services are some of their top priorities.
All in all, it's a project that could range over $30 million to achieve, but Becker says stressing the process being so early is important, and student feedback could change that plan.
We're very early in the design process, so this is a process we hope to see advance rapidly this semester, but it's going to take at least the rest of the year.
Now, the proposal still has to go back to the Board of Regents for final approval, which I'm told could happen either May or June. In Bozeman, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
Well, more money to help create jobs here in Montana. Governor Steve Bullock announced that $1.4 million is being made available to support growing Main Street businesses. That money is being awarded through the Big Sky Economic Development Trust Fund, and several Billings businesses that are creating new jobs will benefit. Billings Big Sky Economic Development Authority receiving $150,000 on behalf of air freight business Alpine Aviation. It'll be used to create an estimated 30 jobs here. $85,000 is being received on behalf of Complete LLC, also known as WebBuy, which provides an online tool for new car buyers. That'll create some 17 jobs. Also, $150,000 is being received on behalf of Meadowlark Agency, a transportation logistics business, to support creating an estimated 30 jobs. Local and tribal governments may apply for Big Sky Economic Development funding on behalf of businesses for the creation of good-paying jobs. Those funds are provided once the jobs have been created and eligible expenses have been incurred.
Country music star Toby Keith is headed back to the Magic City.
Yeah, Keith will be playing at First Interstate Arena on Friday, June 19th. It's part of his Country Comes to Town tour.
Pre-sale tickets go on sale Wednesday, with general ticket sales starting this Friday, January 31st at 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, tickets start at around $25 and go up to $175.
Well, today's news consumers face a complex information landscape.
Even the savviest person can sometimes find it difficult to determine what is credible information. We'd like to help people learn those skills. EW Scripps, the parent company of KTVQ and all MTN stations across the state, is marking this week National News Literacy Week. This first ever launch aims to raise awareness that news literacy, knowing the difference between fact and fiction, is an essential life skill.
Well, through the News Literacy Project website that you can reach on KTVQ.com, we're providing educators, students, and the public with easy to adopt tools and tips for becoming more news literate. So you can go to KTVQ.com, click on this story to see how news savvy you are and to learn more.
And there's more news from across our state. On tonight's MTN 9 o'clock news, we take you to a Montana center filled with a coffee bar and live music that's geared towards helping high school students stay out of trouble. Join Russ for that story and much more on the MTN Statewide News at 9 on the CW.
But first, still to come on tonight's 5:30 news, we find out how Q2 partnered with local high school students to give them firsthand knowledge of the news reporting experience.
And in sports, Scott, a die-hard Lakers fan, shares his Kobe moment, an encounter during the NBA playoffs.
You're watching MTN News with Jeanelle Slade and Russ Riesinger, Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire, and sports with Scott Green. This is the 5:30 news on Q2, Montana's news leader.